and a good rendition of our national anthem by Maya Tate as we welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to the St. Clair College Sportsplex in beautiful Windsor, Ontario for OCAA men's basketball action. This is Aaron Sanders alongside Royal Church. Glad to have you with us. And Royal, as the players are being introduced, we'll just go right down to the line and talk about the Humber Hawks. I see that we have a couple of new players on there this year, but then again, the system remains the same.
Yeah, I'd like to say this before we get started, Aaron. There's a Windsor connection there in Omar Miles, one of the assistant coaches. Omar played at WD Low and at Herman for a while. Nice young man, and now he's secured a position with the Humber College coaching staff. You're pretty informed, I think, about the men's more than I, Aaron, but I have heard this. St. Clair has a lot of returning players, am I correct?
Yes, you are.
And they also have some very good new players. I know Sean Anderson, who's in his first year. They have 5 first-year players. So they've restocked quite nicely. And I hear they're much improved. Is that
That's right. And they also restocked in the coaching department. Ricardo Tate taking over as first-year head coach after being assistant to Jimmy Parsons, the outgoing Jimmy Parsons in the coaching department. So this is going to be an interesting challenge for him. They picked up a couple of new players along the way. And one player that stands at my attention, of course, is Glenn Willis-Perry. So we're going to see how he plays out. So the St. Clair Saints, as you see, they have new jerseys this year, and that's quite appropriate for a new look for them, considering of the returning veterans. So we are underway. Gil Atencio tried to get the tip, but that wouldn't go for him. And we are underway as Jordan Rose gets the tip, and we are underway at the Sportsplex. And a quick steal of the ball right there. Here's Jawan Lynch all by himself, fires it up, and we're going to see if they will credit that to Gil or Jawan Lynch. But looking at it, it's 2-0 regardless.
I think Gil Atencio actually touched that ball illegally, but the ref didn't detect it.
And then there's a 3 on the way for Kenny Ejim, and it goes. So Humber takes a 1-point edge in this blurry but fast game. I mentioned blurry because there's so much action going on right now. We're not even 40 seconds into this match.
Yeah, it looks like Humber's coming right after St. Clair with their full-court man-to-man press. But that's typical. They like to play pressure basketball, and they've got the athletes to do it, Aaron.
Starting for the Saints quickly, we have Jermaine Lynch and we have Jawan Lynch. So we got the two brothers starting up in the backcourt. And then we have number 7, Nick Vagley. It's nice to see him get a starting position, especially in this game. And we see Jermaine Lynch going to the line shooting 2. Finishing off the starting lineups is number 13, Gil Atencio, and number 23, Lance Drummond. So Atencio is back along with his brother man, Andreas Bravo, is the Panama connection. So we're looking forward to see those two players help out the Saints a lot this year.
And Lance Drummond's a very good player from last few seasons, is back to anchor that starting lineup for the Saints.
And he has quite a vertical, as I've seen in the preseason game against Centennial. A nice facial dunk against him, so it just goes to show how dedicated and how powerful he is when it comes to the rack. Anyway, we go on the other end for the Humber Hawks, and that basket is good for Stephon Gruitt. Saints on the other end. They lose control of the ball. They try to fight for it, but Humber gets it back. All thanks to Kenny Ejim. Ejim, guarded by Drummond. Gets double team, finds the answers, but can't. Loose ball on the floor. It's going to stay with the Hawks. Anyway, we'll mention the starting lineup for the Hawks. Number 8, C.J. Bennett, Stefan Vucic, Kerwin Elvis, who's back for his 4th year, Kenny Ejim, the aforementioned Kenny Ejim, and Jordan Rose. So that takes care of business right out of the gate. C.J. Bennett tries to dribble, but there's an offensive foul.
Offensive foul on 8 Gold, so I believe that was an illegal screen. Ricardo Tate a little more vocal than his predecessor, Jimmy Parsons.
And a three-point shot is missed by Juwan Lynch. Like we said before, the Lynch brothers working together, and Juwan will get his first foul.
Juwan.
So they'll inbound it on the side. But you can see how intense the defense gets for St. Clair automatically. And we got a technical foul on the bench.
Ooh.
So that's a technical foul on head coach Patrick O. And I don't know if this is a good thing to get the team motivated or a bad thing, but needless to say, we're seeing a lot of action going on.
Well, it's pretty early to get a technical foul over. I mean, there's been a couple of calls. The game is only a minute 42 old, and that's a little much to get a technical foul now. A little early.
I mean, I understand getting the technical foul when the game is close, but like you said, we're not even 2 minutes into this one, and we have this ballyhoo, or another word to bring up, but regardless, the Saints get the ball back, as Drummond will be the trigger man. So if you're just joining us here on we-tv.ca, we're just underway. St. Clair Saints playing their first game of the season. They trail 5-4 to the Humber Hawks.
Oh!
And a quick rush right there as one of the Humber Hawks hits our side of the bench, but we're all half rubber, so we're all good. We're all good, right? Okay, we're all good. Just checking on the scoring table right there. Royal, you're good?
We're good.
Okay, good. Shemaine gets the inbounds pass. Here's Atencio, he's already up top, and he curls right out to the three-point line, drives inside, gets tagged for a foul. A big finish, but that's going to be called on the floor.
Emotions seem to be running high here, Aaron. You know, these are competitive young fellows, and certainly the intensity's high, but let's keep it under control and play the game the way it's supposed to be played.
Absolutely. Coming into the game is Byron Trenchgill. Atencio gets his first 2 points of the season, and that's been his game, just attacking the basket. He doesn't care if he draws contact or not. His goal is to attack the rack.
Ricardo Tate is in a 1-2-2 zone press, trying to force Humber into some mistakes, and it's worked pretty well for him so far.
You better believe it. Jermaine Lynch over to Bagley. Bagley at the three-point line. He fires it up the top of the ring, and it's good. Explosive start for the St. Clair Saints.
They love Bagley shooting the ball, don't they?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's his hot spot, as he's been working on that off-season, I'm sure. And the Hawks get it back. Good no-look pass inside to C.J. Bennett. And we got a bumper car collision right there, but it's going to be a foul on Gil Atencio, his first. And
here he comes.
Yep. Like you said, Royal Church, we got the Panama connection, but they'll be separate for a little bit as Gil Atencio comes out and Andreas Bravo comes in. And we mentioned this before we went on air, Royal, that, you know, when Andreas gets the rebound, he is one of the great guys to start up the transition game for the Saints.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's an awfully big boy, Aaron. If you're guarding him, you need a bus pass just to get around him.
And that's saying a lot. That's a whopper right there in the presence, but that's good for the St. Clair Saints' depth. Will the Hawks get the ball back? The inbounds pass will be from Rose over there, and then 2 passes later, it's Kerwin Elvis. Elvis over there to Bennett. They're trying to go to work, but then again on the drive, they lose the ball around. Lynch. That's Jermaine Lynch. Jermaine Lynch is number 3. Juwan Lynch is number 5. Quick strip of the ball, cross to a Humber. Chance to get back to the other end. Here's C.J. Bennett. He misses the shot, and here comes a rebound by Juwan Lynch. Bagley on the drive. They're at an advantage. It's a 4-on-3. Now everything goes back to normal. Jermaine for 3. Off the mark. And here's a rebound by Bennett. Bennett taking no trouble at all, giving it to Ejim. Ejim on the drive. Loses it. Him in the step. And yet gets fouled. He just left Andreas Bravo in his dust on that step.
Yes, he did. Well, it's a pretty fast-paced game so far. I think that's obviously the way Ricardo Tate wants to play the game. Fast, aggressive, and challenge Humber, challenge their ability to handle the ball and their ability to handle pressure.
And don't give Humber any chances, too. Lance Drummond's pinned with the foul. That's his first of the game. As we see, Kenny Ejim knocks down some free throws.
Humber's in a pretty standard man-to-man defense.
Which is good for them. And another whistle. Lance Drummond's already assessed with his second foul. So not a good start for him. Which means this is the guy that I've been boasting about since we came into the Sportsplex, Royal.
Number 11?
Willis Paris. That's right, 6'6", from Windsor, Ontario. His first year had a good presence to him during the preseason.
Well, let's see if this guy is everything you've cracked him up to be, Aaron.
We'll see. Andreas Bravo putting intense defense on Rose. Rose looks for CJ. Over there, 2 passes later, Ejim for 3. He's got it. I think we have some miscommunication over here. Yeah, Ricardo Tate was looking at the scores table because he didn't call a timeout, but apparently I heard it was a shot clock issue.
Apparently.
Yeah, they cleared that up now. As Bagley will handle the ball, going one-on-one against Elvis. Lynch, Andreas, fade away. Easy.
Nice touch for a big man there, Aaron.
He just limits his power on those fadeaway jumpers, which makes him a good all-around athlete. Good hustle right there.
That was a very nice job by Jermaine Lynch, dropping down on the weak side. And when the Humber kids penetrated off the press, he got down there on the baseline and intercepted that bounce pass. He did a great job coming back down.
Yeah, it all paid off for them because Windsor gets possession again. William Larracaston comes in for the Saints. First time we get a look at him. Jermaine Lynch all the way to the basket. He gets fouled. We're at 11 all with 5:20 to go in the first quarter. Intense start so far, and the Lynch brothers are in sync, like you alluded to, Royal. So everybody's coming in together, like the cogs and the meshes and everything else. So that's what you like to see in basketball.
Well, we've only played 4 minutes and 40 seconds, but the Saints are hanging in there tough with what I would imagine would be one of the top teams in Canada, the Humber Hawks.
Yes.
They always are, right?
Well, we've seen that in the women's part of this doubleheader, so second verse same as the first, most likely. And that is a big, risky baseball pass all the way to Ejim, but it works out for them. On the floor now is Trench. Jermaine Lynch goes down, and a big double team right there by Willis Paris and on Bravo, but Humber finds a way to break out of the fold. CJ Bennett goes in for it, but he gets fouled.
Boy, I'm very impressed with St. Clair's hustle and effort to the ball. If you try to intercept the pass and miss, you know one of your teammates is going to be behind you to back you up, and that's important for a good defense.
You can see right there, Glenn Willis Paris helped out with the double team on Bravo, so he got an awareness for the ball, to say the least, in this early season. Under 5 minutes to go. Jermaine looking for the options. He gives it to Bravo, who's at the three-point line. Glenn Willis Paris going to work automatically. He gets the touch, he gets the shot, he misses it. Fight for the ball, but Humber gets it, all thanks to Byron Trench. And now we got the full court pressure being applied, all the double team. And look at that, Ejim gets the ball all the way inside the Trench. Baseball passed, pretty risky, but Juwan Lynch gets a hand on it. Glenn to Jermaine. Looks like a horns play being assessed here, Royal. Let's see if it works out for them. Jermaine Lynch tried to go inside. It's Saints ball. Alex Segan comes in for the Saints. And Jerome Gale and Japreet Singh comes in for Humber.
Jermaine, why you inbounds it? Will, you're behind Andreas.
The isolation play worked out for Jermaine Lynch
Same way, Will.
as they get the ball back on the baseline. Jermaine gets it back, maintains his balance, 6 on the shot clock. Jermaine got to go to work. Willis Paris makes a wish, goes off the top, but a good range for him. Gabriel Anderson, he has the ball guarded by Lara Caston. And Willie's getting his first foul.
St. Clair settling into a half-court man there after their initial zone press they had on the Humber Hawks. And I think that's a wise move on their part to drop back to a man-to-man, see how that works for a while.
This is Gabriel Anderson, 5'11", hails from Ottawa, Ontario. Goes for a second free throw, and that is clear as crystal. Quick cross-court pass to Willie, trying to split on the front court. He does. He puts on the metal and the pedal, and he misses it, but he'll go to the line.
Very nice take, though.
Oh, absolutely. He read Humber real well because they were still behind. They didn't expect that cross-court pass. So William Laracaston, his third year. 6'1" guard from Windsor. So a lot of home talent being displayed here for the St. Clair Saints squad. On the rebounder stretch, and now Gabriel Anderson gets the ball back. Anderson goes cross court over to Singh. Singh trying to go for the pull-up, nothing doing. They're still on the left side, and the Saints display their great tough defense. Cathcart on the drive, he gets fouled. And Alex Segan will get his first foul.
St. Clair's committing an awful lot of personal fouls, Aaron, and they're sending Humber to the line. I'm not sure that's a wise thing to do because I know Humber's pretty adept with their free throw shooting. I just jinxed that guy.
Yeah.
They're going to have to play better defense. Plus, they're going to get key players in foul trouble if they're not careful.
That's right. It's great to be aggressive on defense the way the Saints have been displaying it thus far, but you got to take care of everything else individually.
Oh, my gosh.
Coach wanted a foul. The dribble drive from Cathcart is no good. They get the ball back. Bravo. Euro tried to be flashy with that little Showtime pass, but Jermaine Lynch wasn't there. He knocked on the door, but nobody was there to answer.
I think the better play there, Aaron, would have been for Bravo to get the ball back to him again.
Yes, that's right.
Back to his teammate again. He didn't do that.
We got to pay attention to a lot of jawing from the players because it's getting intense right there. Anderson fires a 3. And the lead has expanded to 8 for the Humber Hawks. Lynch over to Siegs. We're going to see Ali Mansour come in for the Saints lineup in the next dead ball. Lynch into Bravo. He gets fouled. Jerome Gale is the foul man right there. But it's about time that Andreas Bravo takes initiative to finish it off. Now we'll go to the line, and now we get to see Ali Mansour.
Another guy that I heard some great things about.
He showed in the preseason that he is a wizard with the ball, so an unselfish player, to say the least, and that's the type of magic the Saints need in their backcourt. They already got a powerful front court, but now with Mansour into the fold, it's going to work out wonders for them. As Anderson gets the ball back inside to Gale. Gale with an easy deuce. Contesting Glenn Willis Paris, who had his back to him.
Go, let's go.
Mansour. Over to Segan, fires a 3, and it goes off the left side. Here comes the Hawks and Gale again. 2 passes in, beautiful pass, but it's taken away. Here comes Willie on the action, 2 2-on-1 break. Willie, all himself, hits off the side. Willis Paris with the rebound. Segan fires for three. No. And a quick give and go by the Humber Hawks. Oh, Anderson got the step on both of them. Here's Gale. Gale at the wing. Gets it back to Anderson. Anderson guarded by Segan. He drives by him. And you can see Ali Mansour was zeroed in on that ball. Great play by him.
Humber dominated here the last 2.5 to 3 minutes, Aaron. So St. Clair needs to pick it up a bit. They've gotten themselves down 10 points here. They got to come back a little bit.
On the pass is Anderson. He's at the other side. One on the shot clock. Goes off the top. And Glenn Willis Paris tried to secure the rebound, but it goes off his hands. So once again, Glenn Willis Paris is very alert when it comes to the ball. And with a vertical reach like him, that is no surprise. Singh, Anderson. Singh gets it back over to Gale. Gale cuts it inside the trench. Fall away, goes off the top. And Glenn Willis Paris
Nice
secures
ball
the rebound.
movement by the Humber Hawks there.
Bagley stops, pops for the three. Goes off the top. There's a rebound by Humber. Once again, Anderson working the room, and he grabbed him. He grabbed William Lara-Caston. That's not hard to see. And here coming in for the Saints is T.J. Howard. Hamilton native playing just in his second year. So let's see how he produces. Yeah. Willis Paris on the pump fake, tries to drive inside, goes back to Howard. Here's Mansour. Mansour wants to drive, under a minute to go in the first quarter. Mansour off the pick, on the run in, gives it to Howard. Howard off the glass, no good. Gets the ball back and is stripped away. Cathcart runs with it. Cathcart all by himself. Willis Paris is there to stop him. Here's a cut from Singh into Gale. Count it and a foul. Ricardo Tate wants to talk it over. That's going to be a foul on Glenn Willis Paris. And now we're going to have a timeout. 10-point lead. As we cut to a break, we'll return for the end of the first quarter in just a moment. So under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Humber Hawks taking a 10-point edge over the Saints. And what can you gather from this already as we're about to be one quarter in, Royal?
Well, there was a furious pace at the beginning, Aaron. It was crazy fast. Of course, a lot of that's adrenaline. Players are excited to start the season. Our kids are anyway. So you could expect that. Settle down a little bit into a little more of a half-court game. Both teams playing man-to-man now. Humber's deep as they usually are, so they can substitute pretty well up to 12 players and not lose much. So St. Clair's going to have to adjust to that because we're obviously not quite as deep. But there's lots of enthusiasm and energy on the part of St. Clair so far.
As we see Jerome Gale go for the end one. Bagley on the drive. Cross court over there to Willie. That's his spot. Fires a three, and it goes. That was perfect timing for that shot right there. 5-second difference between the shot and game clock. Look at that intense defense William Lara-Caston's providing. Well, that prompts into a foul. Juwan Lynch will come back in. And you you can see there is a lot of intensity going on as we continue to showcase some of the first-year players along here. We have Glenn Willis Paris, number 1, but you know the ball handling skills from Ali Mansour so far has been opening up some shots for the St. Clair Saints.
Lara Caston just picked up, I heard somebody say it was his second foul. It's not on the board as his second foul, but coach took him out right away, so I suspect that's correct.
And they're going to need him in order to spur the Saints on with the shots. 5 seconds to go. Juwan Lynch on the drive. This is everything. Will still go to the Saints. 2 5/10 to go in this first quarter. So a quick inbounds play. And here it goes. Inside the shot, TJ Howard fires it off, and that is the first quarter. 11-point edge right now for the Humber Hawks. It's 27-16. We'll take a short intermission, and when we come back, we'll have the second quarter for you on we-tv.ca.
Humber is Edgem Kenny with 7 points. Also, we have C.J. Bennett with 8 points. And rebounding, there's 4 players with 2 rebounds each. For the Saints, Gil Atencio has 4 points. William Lara Caston has 4 points. And rebounding, Glenn Willis Paris, the young man you spoke of, has 3 rebounds. So those are the early stats in the game.
And it's a good testament to see where the St. Clair Saints stand as we get ready for the second quarter. Aaron Sanders and Royal Church on hand for this game. Strip for the ball. Here's Shawan Anderson. Saves the ball. Over there is Juwan Lynch, who'll hold the ball though, however. Bagley gets the ball, he has it up top. He wants a pick, he's looking for a pick. Now everything's moving along and it's taken away. Here comes the Hawks in motion, over to Mohammed. Gets the ball stripped away, he'll stay with Humber. Jermaine Lynch is going to come back into the game, Royal. And now this time, we get to see the 2 Lynch brothers work at it at the same time.
Yes. Should be interesting. I hope that benefits the Saints for sure.
Ejim, quick handoff to Bennett. Bennett driving. Thought he got fouled, but it's going to go to the Hawks. Side referee saw it. It will go Humber's way with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Crisp passes inside to Ejim. Ejim is going to go to work, double team, finger roll with the left hand is no good. Picked around and back on into it is Elvis. Corinne Elvis fires it, no good. There's a foul on the play. And we're going to have another technical foul, and this is not looking good for Humber. They got to control themselves. So we got 2 fouls on Kenny Ejim, a foul on the push and a technical foul. So not looking good in terms of control.
Well, you know, one of my high school coaches used to say to us, when you get a technical foul, you're being very selfish because you're focusing everything's focusing on you. It's all about you. Well, it should be all about team, and we shouldn't be getting technical fouls, which really hurt our team. So interesting outlook on technical fouls.
And this game is only 1 quarter young, so it's all about that control. There's a quick three on the way, and it's no good for Drummond Lynch. And here on the other end, CJ Bennett going all the way, finger roll and all. It's 3-on-3. Jermaine Lynch trying to work on Fauzi Mohammed. And it's
another illegal screen by St. Clair College.
And as we're hearing, TJ's still talking, so he's got to be careful. Tensions running high. A big pass all the way in. And around the world is Fauzi Mohammed. Inside Bennett, fires a three, and it goes off the top. Quick rebound by Humber, getting double teamed. And here's Mohammed's chance to shine, and he does with that three.
Just like the girls' team, Aaron, the boys' team, the men's team, I should say, move the ball extremely well. The ball gets passed many, many times before there is a shot attempt.
And you know, a couple of those were from second chance points. Glenn Willis-Paris' three goes off. And we're going to have a foul on Humber. That's going to be on Kerwin Elvis.
Number 2 for the Saints is TJ Howard, and certainly the referees have mentioned to Coach Tate that he's been talking a lot to the referees and he needs to be quiet.
And they got to limit that, but on the other end, it was Glenn Willis-Paris knocking down his first two in a Saints uniform. Quick lob inside to CJ Bennett. Juwan going to work, goes through 2 defenders, and that's a hard drive, but it's a travel. 15-point lead for the Humber Hawks. We're going to see Gil, Lance, and Willie come in, so core substitutions being made on St. Clair's side. And hopefully this game stays a little bit quiet, or else there's going to be some issues on the court. Mohammed cross courts over there. And good defense props into a steal. Kerwin Elvis couldn't hold the ball.
Hey, Will, where you at, Will?
Still a pretty fast pace, Aaron.
Yeah.
Things are moving quite quickly.
Hiya.
St. Clair is down 15 right now, but hopefully they'll get a little more movement on their offense and get some scores here.
Lynch, TJ Howard fires a three. And that's off the bank. How about that?
The bank is open and it's Sunday.
It's a rare occasion. It's Saints basketball. Bennett over to Rose. Rose working the fancy footwork, goes through the legs of Grujic. Grujic gets rejected by Gil Atencio. And they got to hurry up. The 8-second violation's riding high. They put steal right there. CJ Bennett gets it up and in. Counted the foul. That's a big miscommunication right there, and they were under pressure too.
Yeah, TJ Howard made a bad play, and then he exacerbated the bad play by fouling afterwards and creating a three-point situation.
Once again, the Blues continue for TJ Howard. I mean, there's got to be a lot of control into that as the and one is missed. So now Lance Drummond, he'll play the general. Breaks through 2 defenders. Drummond to the hole, gets stopped. Over to Willie. Willie on the drive over to Jermaine. Jermaine trying to drive, and he does. Goes on the right side. Now he's having trouble. 6 on the shot clock. Jermaine, TJ, at the buzzer, that's going to be short. And I have a feeling that's going to be a shot clock violation, and it is. It didn't even hit the rim at all.
I'm not sure, but I don't think Coach Tate wants TJ Howard shooting 28-foot jump shots from the three-point line. I'm just guessing, but I don't think he does.
No, that's not his range, but once again, crazy things happen when you're under pressure. Humber with the ball back. Fauzi Mohammed fires a three. Goes off the top, and it's a quick rebound. And we're going to see where this goes. It will be Saints ball.
All right, let's go.
So a little more control on the ball as Ali Mansour returns to the lineup. So we see full court pressure in a way.
Full court man-to-man. They're not letting St. Clair off the hook by any means.
Oh, no. Lynch on the right side, looking for options, but the weak side's right on it. Mansour gives it over to Caston. Larry Caston on the drive, try to fire it up with the right hand. He does, but he can't get it to go. It'll still be Saints ball. Jaspreet Singh returns for the Hawks.
St. Clair's having an awful lot of difficulty penetrating from the perimeter, don't you think, Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
They're getting that initial step on their man, but the recovery by the Humber defense is excellent.
Inside is Drummond. He can't get the shot to go, and that's what you alluded to, Royal. It's just the problem with finishing strong. Rose on the drive inside the Bennett. Offensive foul. That's a charge.
Lance Drummond needs to be more of a factor in this game, Aaron. If the St. Clair Saints are going to be successful in this game, Lance Drummond needs to impose himself upon the Humber defense.
And a foul on the play. He had an easy drive to the basket on that play. And most of the time, Lance Drummond's, or to most of his fans, known as Splash, he's known to penetrate all the way to the basket with no fits. But in the early goings of this one, you could see that he's having some sort of trouble with that.
Yeah. But he's at the line now, looking for the second of two shots. He got it.
Man up, come back, Ali.
36-23 Humber, 13-point spread.
And the St. Clair Saints still have a chance at it. I mean, they could be vocal, but not too vocal, as we've seen early on. Rose over to Singh. Singh guarded by Mansour. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He's got to go, and he does. Drives inside on the pull-up. Nope. And the rebound is by Larry Caston. Drummonds. Look in the room. Nifty footwork. Gill goes to work. On the right hand is no good. Lance with the rebound. Fires it up with a beautiful teardrop. That's a jump
better. Nice effort by Lance Drummonds on that one.
That's one way to get back into this as the lead is cut down to 11 with 4:10 to go. Cathcart trying to work the room. Now Trentz will go to work. Inside, Cathcart, same result. Fires a three, and it's no good. Here comes Jermaine Lynch. Jermaine off the intentional screen. Gets triple teamed. Gets it inside to Mansour. Gill. Sizing up. Goes for the triple threat. Lance Drummonds gets fouled. This is bonus situation time for the Saints.
It sure is. So this is a good opportunity for the Saints to take advantage of this early bonus situation with almost 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Let's see if Lance Drummonds can take advantage of this.
Well, within the last minute, he's been making his presence known inside the post, making wise decisions. And the ball rotation is slowly but surely getting well for the St. Clair Saints as well on the other end.
Agreed.
splits the pair of free throws, but on the rebound is Singh. And Lara Caston will be assessed with the foul to his disapproval. Alex Segan will take his place. He's not happy
All
with
that
the call.
chattering by Lara Caston is not helping his team,
No.
and it's not impressing the referees. I'll tell you that right now.
Now they're going to keep a clear eye on the St. Clair Saints from here on out. Oh, look at the flyby right there, and we're going to have another foul. But then again, if they want to be vocal, then they might as well talk it all out during the plays and make sure everybody knows where their position is, because they're doing everything but that.
Yes, absolutely.
Jeffrey Singh, 6'3" guard from Rexdale. This is the second free throw. Tapped around. CJ Bennett tried to fire it, and Gil Atencio makes his presence known. How about that primal scream?
Yeah.
We've heard that in his last 2 years with the Saints.
I think there's just a bit too much negative energy going on in the Saints here with their chatter and their talk. They need to inject some positive energy and to get themselves on the right track so they have an opportunity to be successful. You can't be successful if negativity is part of your team game, and it's kind of filtering in here a little bit. Let's hope they turn it around and get some positivity going.
And I think the positivity is going on right now because they're going down to the line for every foul as we go down to the final 3 minutes and 20 seconds of the first half. So that's a positive booster right there. Rose got the step, and he fires it outside. That's a three-point shot, and it's missed by Bennett. He tries to get the ball back. He does. Penetrates the post all by himself. No good. Gill's making his presence known, but the ball is slapped around. It'll go St. Clair's way.
Saints
Good
ball.
effort.
Saints down 10 with an opportunity to cut it to single digits. This is a great opportunity for them.
So that's a foul on Daquan Cathcart, using too much of his leg. So there goes the Saints going to the line again.
Humber showing a bit of a lack of poise here a little bit. They're sending St. Clair to the line, but they've been to the line 6-8 times in the last 40, 45 seconds,
Yes.
Aaron, so this is a good sign.
This is all about accentuating the positives for the Saints as they cut the lead into single digits. Once again, a good opportunity for them. Nothing is too severe as Jermaine Lynch knocks down those pair of free throws. 3 minutes to go. Full court pressure being applied. Phil Atencio thought he was going to get something out of it. CJ Bennett all by himself again, fighting through the traffic and getting that layup. Double team being applied to Jermaine Lynch, and he stepped out of bounds.
Forcing the offense a little bit, Aaron. They need to play at a fast pace, but you also have to be in control.
Composure is the key thing for both of these squads, as it's a 10-point lead for Humber, 39-29 with 2:30 to go. Bennett loses his footing. Rose will help him out, bails him out with a deuce. Ricardo Tate still saying push on, and Gil Atencio will do just that with the floater, no good. Lance Drummond is there to clean up his mess.
Nice follow, well done.
Singh in traffic. What a slam by Byron Trench! Traffic and all. Jermaine working, and it works out to the Saints' favor. So they keep on going to the line. It is an 8-point game.
Good rotation. I'm yelling out Lance. Good job.
That was a very good decision because the
And here
another
we go again
technical.
with the technicals. Jappreet Singh, not good for Humber, but it opens up plenty of opportunities for St. Clair. So if you're Patrick Owl, the head coach for the Hawks Royal, what are you going to tell your squad at half? Because these technical fouls are pretty much getting out of hand.
Yeah, you're just going to have to tell them if you decide to get any more technical fouls, I'm sitting your rear end on the bench for the remainder of the game, and you're not getting off, because this kind of this shows a lack of discipline, a lack of poise, and championship teams don't play like that. So I'm kind of surprised that Humber, their behavior has been a little off here. And that's certainly working to the Saints' credit, because the Saints have come back around and are pushing that positive attitude now. So they're doing well. They got to keep going at them in a positive manner, and things look like they're going very well for St. Clair right now.
Yes, they are, and they got the core of their lineup on right now as we approach under 2 minutes to go here. Lynch, dribble drive, off the ball, fires a three. Talk about composure. And the lead has been cut down to 6. Humber's looking for answers. Quick pass to Cathcart. Guarded heavily. Oh, what a block by Atencio. You talk about impact, baby. Lynch, dribble drive. Same result, fires a three. It's no good. He got contested on that shot. Drummond almost got it taken away. But on the other end is Rose in the pass to Trench. Trench fires it. No good. And that tip in is good. Daquan Cathcart. What a sequence of events from both sides. 8 minutes to go. Well, 1 minute to go, rather. 8-point lead for the Hawks. Atencio goes to work with a polished right hook.
Boy, Gil Atencio is such an impact player when he wants to play well. He can have such an effect on a game.
What a monster in the paint. Rose loses his footing, goes around the clock. And Rogers loses his footing, and here comes the Saints. This is the type of positives they need to accentuate now.
Absolutely. Now, that's not helping Humber. They're getting the ball to the wing, and it stops there. The player gets the ball, is just dribbling, holding on to the ball. There's no passing going on. There's no ball movement, so they're not being successful.
They're not being vocal at this time. 3 seconds difference between shot and game clock. Here's Lance on the drive, and it's an offensive foul. So Juwan Lynch is going to come back in for the final 17 seconds of this half.
That was, of course, not a good decision, but they've been making some pretty good decisions lately, Aaron. So I've been impressed with their play. That one was just not a good decision.
Humber is lucky they got it, but it gets taken away. So final seconds in this. Lynch to the basket. Kicks it over to his brother, Jermaine. Fires it on the pull-up. No. Tip in. No. Humber gets it, and that is the first half. What a sequence of events in the final 3 minutes and change in the first half. St. Clair reduces the lead, reduces the deficit to 6, and that's all you got to ask for.
Well, certainly St. Clair came on with a bit of a flurry there at the end, and it got to 12, but they knocked 6 points off that lead, and now it's a 45-39 lead for Humber at the half. And looking very good for the St. Clair Saints. They got to keep playing the way they're playing. They got some great momentum going for them. And I think Humber's going to get a Bit of a tongue lashing in the dressing room at halftime, I think, Aaron.
Yep, and that's all that's going to happen, but we'll just see how the second half unfolds. It is 45-39 in favor of the Humber Hawks. We'll be back with more right after this.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
We know you're going to the same gym, and we know you're expecting different results.
This is your invitation to visit Club Attitude, Windsor's best-kept training secret. Individual, custom-designed fitness, specifically tailored for you. Clean, modern, well-equipped studio. Body, mind, and soul. Come on, make that change. It won't be scary.
Halftime. 6-point edge for the Humber Hawks over the St. Clair Saints. We welcome you back here on we-tv.ca. Joining me is the head coach of the Humber Hawks, Patrick O. And there's a lot of scrappiness going on in this game so far. So how do you limit all that first off?
You can't really eliminate it. It's going to be a physical game, and referees always allow us to be this way here. So you just got to keep your composure and not let it bother you too much and just try to play through it.
What are some of the positives you could take in from this first half anyhow?
I think we played with good pace, and, we were able to kind of control their pressure. So, we just kind of had a little bit of a mental breakdown, let them back in the game. And so, as I said, we just got to keep our composure and keep doing what we do.
And that's all that's got to be said. Thank you for your time, Patrick Allen. All the best to you. We're going to bring in Ricardo Tate at the present time. And he's got to be impressed of how things are going so far for the St. Clair Saints. Second quarter performance has been all-time high. So it's all thanks to Lance Drummond's and all that other stuff. So we're going to bring in Ricardo Tate at the present time. And, Coach, I'll tell you this. You got to be impressed of how this team played out in the second quarter. They cut down a double-digit deficit into single digits. What came from all of that?
Defense. We've been preaching to the guys every day in practice that we got to get better defensively. And we did that in the second quarter, and we just run. We can run with anybody in the country. We just got to be able to play defense, right?
Gil Atencio and Lance Drummond has been making a name of themselves so far in this early goings in this OCAA season. What has worked out for them, and what has improved from them during the offseason?
A lot of off-season training. My assistant coach, Ryan Tate, put them through a lot of running around the track up and down the stairs, and it shows in the game, right? If you can't be able to play 40 minutes, you can't do a little conditioning workout that we got going on, then you shouldn't be able to play. So those guys, the bigger thing with those guys is when they come to practice, they're locked in, they're engaged, wanting to get better, and then the result's going to show on the court.
A lot of jawing going on, especially in the second quarter when it comes to both sides. What is it going to take to make sure you guys regain your composure and come back to win this thing in the second half?
It's going to take us communicating on defense. I don't know if you guys noticed, but a lot of times our defensive rotation got broken down. Guys will go step up and help, and the next guy's not helping the helper. So once we take care of that where the helper is helping, then we're going to be a good defensive team. We got to keep them off the glass. That's another big thing that we're struggling with right now. They're getting a lot of second chance rebounds. We don't want that. We want the mentality of one shot, you're done, we get it, and we go down and score. So as long as we take that away, we're going to be a good team in the second half to reckon with.
And how about some of the first players, too? Ali Mansour is becoming a wizard on the ball, everything. So are you impressed of seeing how these rookies are playing so far?
Ali Mansour, Glenn, Willis Paris, those guys all been playing good as freshmen coming in, acting like they've been in the league for quite some time now. and it's so impressive to see them not intimidated by anybody, right? To come out here, you're on the court, you want to play basketball, I'm going to play basketball with you, and that's what they've been doing, and it's great to see that. And another guy like Shawan, he struggled a little bit right now, but once he pick it up, it's going to be big for us going down.
And what a way to make the name of yourself in their first game. All the best to you, Coach, and good luck along the way. That's Ricardo Tate, the head coach of the St. Clair Saints. So you heard both sides of it, and when we return, we're going to talk with some stats in the first half. So you're watching St. Clair Saints basketball here on we-tv.ca. Stick around.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
where the St. Clair Saints will play host to the Sheridan Bruins. A good doubleheader. The ladies will tip off at 6 p.m. and the men shortly after at 8 p.m. So it's going to be a while before we see them on the court again, but they go on the road for a couple of games, so you better expect them to take away home court advantage from anybody that they play up against.
Absolutely. And it's important that I'm not sure who their next opponent is, Aaron, but as you say, it's on the road, and they need to make an impact in those games for both the men's and the women's teams after what's happened here today.
Yes, and we're still reeling on the women's game because nobody expect for any of this to happen. We're still trying to find out what has happened to Anna Lickney. As you diagnosed earlier, there's some head trauma going on there, so hopefully she's all better for the road trip. But as we prepare for the second half, this men's team is looking like a lot of handle, not only for the St. Clair Saints, but for the Humber Hawks. So I'm impressed at the intensity, but as we allude to over and over again, the discipline level has to be there.
Absolutely. And I think most coaches will tell their players, and it's pretty well understood, that the most important part of a basketball game is the first 3 minutes of the third quarter, because that's where you set the tone. So if you're down 6, that's where you get to within 2. Whereas if you let the game go the other way, all of a sudden in the first 3 minutes you're down 12 or 13. Now you've let the other team dictate the tempo, and that's not a good thing. So let's hope St. Clair can come out with some fire in their belly, and some intensity, and cut into this Humber lead and either tie it or get it to within 1 or 2 points. And that sends a message to Humber that, hey, we're not done yet. We're not done with you yet, and we're going to give you a heck of a game right to the final buzzer.
And nothing could get away from either of these teams. It's a close game. It was a double-digit lead, but now the lead has been reduced to 6. 45-39 is the score. Humber playing St. Clair. We'll leave you alone for a little bit, and we'll come back to the second half right after these words of interest from WeTV.
Is it on though, or they shut it off?
No, I turned it off myself. Third quarter, so we're going to expect a lot of changes along the way, and not just in rosters, but of course in attitude, because like what Royal Church alluded to, It's going to all come down to the first 3 minutes of this quarter to see if all composure has been regained in this situation. And considering how this game has been going, I think composure is what everybody needs the most.
Here we go.
Third quarter starts with the Saints possession. Lynch over to his brother, Jawan. Jawan automatically fires a three, and it goes off the top. Nick Begley tried to go for the rebound, but nothing doing because Kenny Ejim gets the rebound. Over he goes to Elvis. Elvis handles it. And right outside is Bennett. Bennett back to Ejim. And Rose better hurry up. One on the shot clock. There's a quick three fired, and it's good. Kerwin Elvis fires the three as the shot clock goes off. And Lance Drummond continues to scoring rage for the St. Clair Saints. Lead is back into 6.
Nice little answer for the Saints there. Humber seems to be moving the ball very well offensively. See if the Saints can defend him on this this particular time.
Elvis, 2 passes later to Stefan Grujic. That shot is off the mark. Humber gets the rebound again. CJ Bennett tries to fire it. It's no good. Loose ball on the floor. Humber gets it back. St. Clair still trying to fight for it. We're going to have a jump ball. It's going to go to Humber. Ricardo Tate telling his team to squeeze the ball. Again on the pull-up. Yes. 48-41 in the third quarter. Drummond's back to Jermaine off the high Atencio pick. He's lucky he got that shot to go. Vaguely fires himself. Jermaine was 1 millimeter away from being called a travel.
Absolutely, he was very close.
3 by Ejim, it goes. We're going to have ourselves a shootout here, Royal.
Looks like it.
Under 8 minutes to go. Drummond's, what a big pro hop. Rose on the other end gives it to Elvis. Elvis working his way inside of Grujic. He gets slapped. Don't go to the line. And Drummond's is jawing off to the ref. He better be careful. And Lance Drummond gets a technical foul.
Ooh, and that's his 4th foul. 1 away from disqualification. And he gets there on a technical foul.
Now that's not good.
The first chink in the armor comes against the Saints here with a technical foul. And that's the discipline you were talking about, Aaron, at halftime, that you alluded to, the team that is more disciplined and controls their emotions has a great chance to win this game.
Absolutely. The referee giving further instructions to head coach Ricardo Tate. And Lance Drummond's game has ended, Royal, because I've heard from the ref that that was his 5th foul, but they're going to try to rectify the situation right now.
You had him at 5?
So that will do it from Lance Drummond's. After further review from the scores table, we want to thank them, by the way. Lance Drummond's is done for the afternoon, and like you said, Royal, that's not a good way to.
That's a huge blow. Huge blow. With 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in the third quarter, there's still lots of game left, and Lance is such an important part of this St. Clair team. That's going to be tough to overcome, Aaron.
And now you can see Andreas Bravo is getting void that Lance Drummond has left abruptly. The referees are still talking it over. We want to thank our viewers for tuning in here on we-tv.ca as the St. Clair Saints open up their OCAA season against the Humber Hawks. We've seen the women's game, and the Humber Hawks won in convincing fashion. And for the men's game, it's gotten real aggressive. As we see the referees discussing this. So the taken from this, Royal, the Saints had the second quarter pretty much in their favor. But now, with Lance Drummond's out of the game, they're now going to have to look to their bench and try to rely on them to finish the job.
Yeah, and that's going to be very difficult. Not as difficult if Humber's in that situation because of their depth. They're extremely deep. St. Clair, I don't believe, can get that.
Here we go again. Well, we heard some jawing on the Humber bench. I don't know what that was about. But
a lot of noise down there at the Humber bench. I'm not sure what that was about.
In any event, the game goes back into play, and a three-pointer immediately. Kenny Beecham is on a scoring tear. He has 12 points, well, 13 points now. And now the intensity is put on. The jetpacks are put on. Jermaine Lynch trying to look for Andreas Bravo, taken away, and look at the struggle right there. Look out. This is going to be a foul on Jermaine Lynch, if I'm not mistaken. No, correction, it's going to be a foul on Andreas Bravo. So they're going to give that to Andreas Bravo, and immediately 3 team fouls for the Saints. Rose on the dribble, tries to dribble up inside, but now gives it back up to Bennett. Bennett back up top, over to Brujic. Brujic sets, fires a three, it goes. And the Humber Hawks bench is liking it to the St. Clair Saints lament.
St. Clair's allowed Ejim Kenny to kind of take over the game a little bit here with a couple of threes and some aggressive defensive play, gotten a few rebounds. He seems to be settled down quite a bit from the first half when he lost his poise and temper a little bit. And another steal by Humber.
C.J. Bennett looking for his 19 points, but a lob right there. You talk about showing off right there. What a lob to Kenny Ejim. And now we have some more confusion. Ricardo Tate called for a timeout, and the Humber bench is rampant. Now they're gonna use the timeout. Ricardo did call for the timeout. We both saw that, Royal. So.
However, Ricardo called. I'm a big Ricardo fan. I love him, but he called for the timeout a little late. So if the table doesn't hear you the first time you yell, now the ball's all the way down the floor.
And you just play on.
And the referee should have allowed play to continue.
Right.
You, according to the rules, you have to call that timeout almost ahead of time.
Right.
Like say, as soon as that ball goes in, I want a timeout.
Yeah, they should ask for it earlier too.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Because it's if it's at the last minute like that, it makes it difficult on everybody, the referees and the scores table and everybody. But anyway, the referees were kind, and they gave Ricardo a timeout. So now he gets a chance to reset his team because things got a little crazy there. Humber kind of stretched it out to a 19-point lead here from 6. So they've really taken the game over. Remember what I said? First 3 minutes of the third quarter is the most important part of the game. Well, Humber's made a statement.
It's a bold testament, for sure. So now St. Clair's got to get back on the wagon. As Gil Atencio will bring it himself, but he has trouble. Falls away, and it's taken away. Berwin Elvis on the drive. Goes off. Andreas almost got the rebound, but swooped in. Brujic by himself gets those second chance buckets. Now the lead has ballooned to 21. Jermaine waves off the pick. Here's Atencio. Loses control of the ball, gets it back. on the floater. And a good choice by Willie. He gets fouled.
Yes. St. Clair, did he seem a little shell-shocked to you, Aaron? They're a little overcome with the intensity that Humber's come out with here. And certainly they need to get back to playing the game they want to play and moving the ball on offense and getting some stops.
Laird Caston's at the line. And he connects on his first free throw. And now you see we have a powerhouse into the front court. Glenn Willis-Paris returns to the game as Laird Caston knocks down those 2 free throws. Bennett to Elvis. Steady full court pressure. Slowed down. Now Rose has it at the top. And a swift ball movement. Curving inside. Glenn Willis-Paris takes it himself. He gets slapped on the wrist. That's going to be a foul.
19-6 for Humber here in the second half, and it's been about 4 minutes and 6 seconds gone by. So that's a pretty substantial scoring outburst for the Humber Hawks.
It's been an explosion, to say the least. On the drive, Gill with the right hand.
Let's have some more of that, Aaron.
He had an easy way to the basket, and that's what worked out the much. Willis-Paris better be careful. That's going to be a foul. Willis-Paris was a little bit too anxious with his hands trying to steal the ball. So Humber will get the ball back on the side with 5:32 to go. It's a 17-point game. Bennett inside. Gil just takes it away from him. Here's Atencio. Look at the speed on this fella. Jermaine up and in. Jawan, rather.
Beautiful left-hand reverse.
Through the Humber Hawks defense off their feet. Trouble for the Humber Hawks. Bennett goes inside. There's a whistle.
Emotions are running high here, Aaron, and hopefully it doesn't get out of control.
St. Clair wants to find a way to get back into this one as the Humber Hawks keep on expanding this lead, not giving St. Clair any leeway to get back into this one. Gill sets the pick for Jermaine. Gill gets his worth, goes into the basket, and puts it in. Gill wanted an and one on that one. He had a case. Oh, look out. Yeah, and that's a big hold right there by Jermaine. Anderson did all he can to duck down and try to go right through him.
And that's a tough one because that sends Humber to the line for 2 shots.
Gabriel Anderson will go to the line for the rest of the quarter. Every foul, Humber will go to the line. Gabriel Anderson, we didn't see much of him from the second quarter up, but now with the third quarter in hand, he's going to get more playing time. What a big rebound by Ejim.
Oh my gosh.
Just manhandled the defense.
Get up, get up, get up.
So Cathcart will be pinned with
You
a
don't
foul.
see a man his size get up that high very often. He was up in the air.
He was punching gravity in the face. Hate to sound like that, but goodness me.
Absolutely.
All over the St. Clair defense. Laird Caston. With the hezzy and with the 3. No. And here comes Humber. Disadvantage with a 3-on-1 opportunity, but C.J. Bennett says it doesn't matter. He gets the little finger roll in with the right hand. And on the other side, Juwan goes to work. Once again, swooning in.
Impressive reverse.
Double team right there from the Saints. Humber breaks it. And here comes the Saints. Good use of double team right there.
Yes, sir. Juwan Lynch with some very nice offense on that last play, Aaron. That was impressive. Obviously got some great skill, the kid.
Atencio with the right hand.
St. Clair with a little pushback here, Aaron.
And that causes Humber's setback a little bit. A little shove to allow it to go. Cash
Travel.
fires it. It's traveling. That brings up St. Clair's spirits a notch. We're going to see Grujic come back in. Inbounds pass. Caston.
As is the case most of the time, Aaron.
Yes.
This little run, this little push by St. Clair has been fueled by their defense.
Jerome Gale loses control of the ball. And I almost lost control right there. St. Clair gets it back. This is the type of resurgence they needed. 14-point game. Jermaine to the basket. It's no good. Here comes the Hawks. Loose ball on the floor. Gabriel tried to show that little shake and bake. And Gil Atencio is down. Well, Gil needed a moment, as he said, for himself.
Yes, his teammate wanted to lift him up, but he didn't want to get helped up quite yet.
He wanted to regain his air. And here comes Ali Mansour back again. And Gil will come out. He'll take a breather. Yeah, you see him limping, so it's going to take some work. Here comes Grujic. And passes later all around the world. The three-pointer is off. Here comes the Saints still at a disadvantage. Willie, all by himself, gets it up and in.
St. Clair's got the lead to 12 points now. They're in.
Oh, what a contested block by Juwan Lynch. And it's Saints ball. Royal, you talk about verticals. That was a very crucial play.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Kerwin Elvis comes back into the Humber lineup. But man alive. St. Clair's got quite a run. 2:40 to go in the third quarter.
St. Clair showing some great pushback, as I mentioned before. Very impressive.
Lara Caston off the glass.
Fantastic shot by Lara Caston.
Now the crowd and the bench is back into it. Anderson. And that's going to be a reach in. And here comes Humber going back to the free throw line. And we're going to see Fozi Mohammed come back for the Hawks, and Gil Atencio immediately coming back in, replacing Gwyn Willis-Paris.
Willis-Paris just reached out and grabbed the Humber player by the arm as he was driving by. So it worked out. He missed the first free throw. So.
This is an incredible sequence in the third quarter.
Both.
As Anderson misses both. Gil Atencio on the drive. Caston, beautiful scoop. Tipped in by Atencio, nothing.
Oh, that was a big play. They should have scored there.
That would have been a difference maker. Eacham got the step. 2 passes later. Shot is missed, and Atencio making his presence known to the bucket. Mansour got it!
Ooh, St. Clair's got it to within 7 now, Aaron, and playing really well defensively.
Everybody's into it. Ball handling is a problem for Humber. Here comes the Saints with numbers. They're at Caston. Nothing. Humber almost lost footing. It's one-on-one. They want a double team and foul. Ejim try to get himself. He does. Misses. Third time is not a charm. Here it comes. And it's tipped over again. We're seeing some Harlem Globetrotters play going on here. A good strip by the Saints, but it will remain Humber ball with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Great entertainment here today at St. Clair College, Aaron. Great entertainment, outstanding, exciting basketball. Run and gun.
For the first game, it's been interesting. Three-pointer by Ejim. He's got it. And that just deflates the air here.
You have to identify the shooters, and St. Clair did not do a very good job at all identifying Ejim.
Those baseline plays are crucial. William Laren Caston by 4 defenders, can't get it to go. As he did the last few times, it's going to be a jump ball, but the Saints will have the possession. Impressive intensity so far from both of these clubs.
Less than a minute left here in the third quarter.
We're going to see how things balance out as we have a brief stoppage of play. So we're going to see what happens as Gil Atencio is the trigger man for the inbounds pass. Here's Willie. Willie inside to Gil. Easy.
What a pass by Lara Caston.
It's as easy as it could get. He just broke free from the defense. 40 seconds to go. Ejim. Gil Atencio wasn't going to bite that fake. Ejim off the right hand. And Atencio continues to be a beast. Oh, Jermaine got the drive. Lara Caston's shot was off frame.
It's a 4-on-1.
Mohammed, that's going to be a foul on Atencio. Well, we'll just listen to the crowd. Let's just listen into the crowd. Hear what they got to say.
You guys all saw that.
This is Gil's third foul, Royal.
Yes, it does. Got a warning on this coach here.
And we got a warning on Ricardo Tate. Not much you can say about that, protecting his players.
Yeah, he just got a little too excited and he walked out of his coaching box, so he got a warning. Fortunately, just a warning.
Yeah.
No.
I would assume the next one would be a technical foul, and that's something that the
Yes,
Saints
it
don't
would.
need, considering the run they're having right now. Jose Mohammed misses his second free throw. Back in is Kerwin Elvis. Luckily to Gil Atencio, he misses the shot. It's Saints ball. Shot clock is dead now.
Maya! Jermaine! Maya! Go, Johnny, go get it. Well, go for it. Go, get up.
Full court pressure on Humber. Willie's trying to break free, and he does. He passes the timeline with 12 seconds to go. Willie. Gale. By 3 defenders. Loses control. Gets the ball back. Fires it. Jump hook. No. Mansour. Fires it. No. And that ends the third quarter. What a strange set of events that has happened in the last 3 minutes. You talk about action happening in the first 3 minutes, but the last 3 minutes were something to bask in.
Absolutely. It was, boy, for the entertainment factor is real high in this game.
Yes.
And the fans that showed up today are certainly seeing a fine display of fast break basketball.
And it doesn't end here. It's only a 9-point game, 73-64, Humber over St. Clair. We'll have more action for you as we begin the fourth quarter right after these words of interest. You're watching St. Clair Saints basketball on v-tv.ca.
We know you're going to the same gym, and we know you're expecting different results.
This is your invitation to visit Club Attitude, Windsor's best-kept training secret. Individual, custom-designed fitness specifically tailored for you. Clean, modern, well-equipped studio. Body, mind, and soul. Come on, make that change. It won't be scary.
Set to begin the fourth quarter. Dan Sanders with Royal Church. It's a 9-point edge for the Hawks over the Saints in what has been a very interesting and entertaining second half, to say the least. And we're going to break the stats to you immediately, thanks to our own Royal Church.
Well, here we go for Humber. Kerwin Elvis and Kenny Edgem have 5 rebounds each, so they lead the Hawks. CJ Bennett leads the Hawks with 20 points. Kenny Edgem has 18. For the Saints, William Larry-Caston has 10, Jermaine Lynch 12, and Gil Atencio 15 points with 9 rebounds.
Gil Atencio's making his presence known, as we said over and over again. Drive-by by CJ Bennett goes. Already established fast basketball being applied for the Saints. As they get back to reset, Larry-Caston off the Gil screen. Gil gets the ball himself. Beautiful jump work on the right hand.
Nice touch off the glass by Gil. This is maybe the best I've seen him play in a while.
This is his game right now. He thrives off of that. And it's a shot by Rose that goes off. And Gil, once again, becoming an incredible, intimidating force on the boards. Brother-to-brother connection. Jermaine to Willie, the teardrop, yes. Pump fake, Edgem. There's Rose. CJ Bennett. He's not going to get the pick. He drives to the center, tries to get William Larry-Caston off the step, and he does. Count that in a foul. For a second there, it looked like he was in trouble.
Yo, come. Smart, Will.
Free throws missed. Here comes the Saints back in action. They're down 9. Jermaine on the right side is looking for answers. Somebody's got to help him out, and Glenn Willis Paris will bail him out. Back inside to Ali Mansour. Mansour on the pull-up. In and out. Rose over to Bennett. Bennett has 25 points in the game so far, only 2 fouls. Drujic for 3. Banker is in. That's a guy you don't want to leave open in situations like this. Once again, the brothers work together. Jermaine goes off the Glenn pick, goes inside himself, looks for Willis Paris, easy deuce.
Nice play. They didn't panic. They took their time. They showed a lot of poise on that offensive play that time.
Cross-court pass, almost failed, but CJ Bennett gets everything back in. 3 on the way. It is good for Jaquan Cathcart. Now he's getting into the scoring fold. Mansour. Back top to Jermaine. Jermaine on the drive. Got that step on Rose. Driving. Mansour. Yes. That'll count as a 2, Royal.
They're staying within reach of Humber College. They're right there. They just got to get a bit of a run, maybe 3 or 4 baskets.
What a steal! Jermaine. He had his back turned, so he lost control. It'll still be Saints ball, but then again, it's those situations where you don't have to worry about anybody on the back, because the worst case scenario is you go for a layup, you're going to get fouled.
Yeah.
Jordan Rose assessed with the technical foul.
Yet another technical foul on Humber College.
It's these situations where everything gets all tight, emotions are running high, but you got to remember you're leading by 11. You got to worry about the team instead of yourself.
Exactly.
Gabriel Anderson comes back for Humber. Jordan Rose will get a breather so he can gather his thoughts. Mansour guarded by Anderson. Breaking away is Larry Casson. He's going to go to work. Between 2 defenders, that was an ill-advised pass. Break away from Humber. Kerwin Elvis misses the shot. He gets his own rebound. Stripped away. Humber gets it back. What a pass, but Ali Mansour is there to pick it up. Break away. Larry Caston. No. Ali Mansour does it again. Alex Segan with the banker.
Boy, I'm really shocked, Aaron, at the number of turnovers in the last few minutes by Humber. They're very careless with the basketball.
They're trying to be flashy. Daskar's shot goes in and out. That was a 3. Elvis, Bennett, all around. And the heart of the Saints defense is working at an all-time high. Juwan for 3. No.
You guys are missing 2 points on the layup, the last layup?
So the scoreboard's going to read 83 to 76. They'll rectify that situation. Here comes Gill. And the folks watching this, it's 83 to 76. They're just talking it over. William Lyric Caston with the layup on the previous play. 5:48 to go in this one. And like the women's game, it has been a very impressive resurge for the St. Clair Saints in this second half. So there's nothing bad you could take from that second half. They're fighting back to the teeth.
They are. To be within 9 at this point, a bit of a discrepancy there with a basket they thought wasn't put up on the scoreboard, Aaron.
Yep.
And to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. You seem to think it was scored but not put up on the scoreboard.
Yeah. So the scoreboard will stay at 74 to 83. Dascart to the lane. No. Elvis fights himself and gets it to go. So it's an 11-point edge for the Hawks with 5:20 to go. Lynch working at the wing. Gets the hezzy. Croc courts over. Segan, Gill, thought about the 3. He didn't. Pro hop, nothing. He gets fouled, and most likely Gabriel Anderson will be the one that fouled him. moment to show off his aggression. But you know what? That's what's been leading the Saints on to stay within this game. It's just the leadership of Gil Atencio.
Yeah, he's really taken a lot on his shoulders, Aaron. And
Hey, look the belly, look the belly.
his scoring and rebounding have been amazing today.
18 points, game's leading scorer.
Hand up, Gil, hand up.
Ejim makes Gil Atencio bite the fake. Goes inside, right hand and all.
Boy, he is smooth.
Yeah.
Do it for me.
Lynch now working. Oh, got that step on Cathcart. The pull up. No. Jermaine gets back to it. Here comes Willie. And Sewer for three.
Boy, Ali's done a good job this half when he's played. Aaron, he's been making some shots.
His ball IQ is blooming. Ejim misses the three. Saints ball.
Gil, you're running that play every time. You gotta shoot that. Go. Take chances.
4 minutes to go.
St. Clair Saints within reach, 9-point deficit here. Playing well, working hard, rebounding and playing good defense.
Gil
Need to score here.
on the drive, loses his footing. We'll go back to the Saints as the crowd enjoys a chuckle or two. So CJ Bennett is returning to the game. Like I said, he's been the crucial aspects to this Humber Hawk lead so far. He returns, he's the game-leading scorer with 25 points to boot. So we're going to expect some magic in the next 3 minutes and change. 7 on the shot clock. Inbounds pass to Gil. Gil cross courts over and is taken away. Cathcart leaves everybody in his dust. Here comes Bennett. Over Ali Mansour. St. Clair's not giving up yet.
Those turnovers will kill you, Aaron.
That's the bottom line right there. Gil goes to work. And he'll go to the line. So once again, an opportunity to cut this double-digit lead to single-digit.
Yes. If you look at score sheets at the end of games, Aaron, I think the statistic is overwhelming that the team with the most turnovers usually loses. The team with less turnovers usually wins.
That's right.
It's the case in 90% of the games that are played. And it's the most telltale statistic of all.
But do you think,
Even more important in three-point shooting percentage, field goal shooting percentage, free throw shooting percentage. It's way more telltale than any of those.
and considering how this game is going, would you expect the turnover ratio to be even within both of these clubs? Because you can see it showing in the second half.
Yeah. Both teams are turning the ball over on a fairly regular basis.
Gil thought he got slapped on the wrist. But we mentioned turnovers. That was one on Humber on the other end. Led Gil Atencio to get open. But they'll still get the ball with 3:08 to go. Jermaine Lynch almost lost Cathcart in his wake. And now it's footwork time. It's foot loose. Jermaine Lynch couldn't get that right hand to the goal. Jermaine tried to tap the ball, but nothing to that. Rose on the dribble. Rose asking for a screen. It's going to be a foul on Jermaine Lynch. That's only going to be his third foul. Oh, second, rather.
Well, only 6 fouls this entire quarter. That's not many.
He's got regained composure. CJ Bennett continues to score. And Ricardo Tate wants to talk it over. And it's now an 11-point game. Humber Hawks into this, but the St. Clair Saints aren't out of it. We'll pause here and we'll return right after this.
Well, I'm going to tell them, first of all, great job so far, but you got to be a finisher in this game. There's no moral victories. So you got 2:39 to make up an 11-point deficit. We got to go full court press. We've got to up-tempo everything, play good defense, and hope that the basketball gods are in our favor.
Well, they got a lot writing on this because this will count within their records this year. This is their first game in the OCAA 17-18 season, and they want to start off with a good come-from-behind win, assuming that would be the case. 2:30 to go in the game. Jermaine gets to step inside with the right hand. Juwan will guard Rose. He gives it to Bennett. Ejim inside to Elvis.
My gosh, what a pass. A no-look, line drive pass right under the rim.
Eyes at the back of his head as Elvis Stewart misses the layup. And here comes Ejim again. Uncontested is Kerwin Elvis. And the ball is pumped. It will belong to the Saints as Alex Segan will have, well, there's still Nick Vagley will have his chance to shine on the court. Coach Tate making a quick second adjustment. He was going to let Alex Segan come in, but Nick Vagley came in instead.
Nick pretty much has to be in there now because he's their knockdown three-point shooter.
Yeah, this is all shooters on the backcourt right now as Ali Mansour is trying to find a way to get out. Jermaine Lynch still attacking the basket. Good look to Nick Vagley. There's going to be a foul on Juwan Lynch, only his second foul. But from the rest of the way, Saints will have no fouls to give. Humber still has a foul to give.
I think with this amount of time left, Aaron, Sinclair's going to have to foul and send Humber to the line, hope they miss.
We'll just see how that unfolds. Rose guarded heavily by Vagley. He's not going to let him at the top, but he does. Goes behind the back, loses his footing. Bennett inside, good strip by Ali Mansour. He loses the ball. Here comes Bennett inside Ejim, and it's going to be a foul on Atencio, and that was there, and that will do it as far as fouls go, because for the rest of the way, Humber will be in the bonus. Clair College will replace Mansour, and Kenny Ejim, who has had a terrific game so far.
Absolutely terrific game. You're right there.
18 points for him. But he's got to be careful when it comes to fouling, because if he fouls one more time, that will do it for him. Leading scorer is C.J. Bennett with 29 points. And he misses them both. Here's Willie. Euro in all. What a block. But Nick Vagley's there to clean up the business. 9-point game. Ejim to Rose. Rose is at the top. Rose, cross court. Bennett can't leave him open. Here's Elvis. Tip in. No. Cathcart. No. Third time's a charm. He's got it. Talk about resiliency and persistency at its best.
Wow. Daquan Cathcart. That was the definition of effort and hustle, wasn't it, Aaron?
Well, considering there was nobody there to box out for St. Clair, so that's got to hurt them. And once again, unable to box out as C.J. Bennett gets his 31st point of the game. Willie for three. Nope. Tempest slam by Juwan Lynch. Still point game, but still, that was fantastic. And Humber looks like they're going to dribble out the clock. And that was a feed inside to Kerwin Elvis, 2.1, and making a wish is the name Lynch. It goes off the marks and now do it. So 101 to 88 is the score for you. Royal, closing thoughts.
Well, it certainly was a run and gun offensive show today. Both teams hustled, both teams worked very hard. There's a lot to be said for each of these teams in terms of their ability and their future for this season in the OCAA. I think they're both going to do very well. St. Clair is going to be improved. I think they're going to have a better record than they've had in a while and move up in the playoffs. And I think that's all Coach Tate wants, just a good showing playoff team that has a chance to move along in the playoffs. So good for them. Congratulations to Humber on another great show.
No question about it. Our next telecast will be November 10th as the St. Clair Saints host the Sheridan Bruins. We're going to talk to Ricardo Tate on the other side of this break. Once again, the final score, Humber Hawks 101, St. Clair Saints 88. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, coming in, we have Ricardo Tate, the coach of the St. Clair Saints. And despite it all, despite the 13-point loss, Ricardo, a very strong second half from your team. How are you guys able to stay level-headed and make sure you realize that you guys still got a chance to win this one?
Honestly, our defense is, we need to work. We need to work defensively. That's what got us out of this game because our defense rotation wasn't as good as it needed to be. But it was good to see guys still competing, and Gil played a lot. He was on the glass a lot, and just needed more help on the rebound. Because when he wasn't there, they were getting rebound, other teams getting rebound. So we just got to go and practice tomorrow, work on some things, and get ready for the next weekend coming up. 2 hard games coming up.
And there were plenty of times where you guys capitalized on Humber's turnovers, which spurred on that run you guys had around the third and fourth quarter. How were you guys able to pull that off, especially knowing that Gil Atencio was a monster among boards this afternoon?
Well, we was able to pull it off because we talked to guys in practice about executing plays where we got to spread the court, right? And when we're spreading the court, we're a tough team to guard because we have shooters on the outside. And we were a lot unselfish today, which I didn't like. I like when we're a lot selfish. Sorry, I didn't like that. I like when we make the extra passes, and they showed today because a lot of guys didn't make those extra passes to find open guys. And if we would have made those extra passes, it probably would have been a different score on the scoreboard right now. But like I said, there's just some work we got to do in practice and go from there and see how it goes for next weekend coming up. It's 2 tough games. And
it's only game 1, and all the best to you. It was a good resurgence right there in the second half, so nice done to you, and all the best along the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ricardo Tate, the head coach of the St. Clair Saints, and that will wrap it up for us right here. The next basketball telecast here on we-tv.ca will be November 10th as the Saints will host a basketball doubleheader against the Sheridan Bruins. So a lot to take in, especially for opening day for the St. Clair Saints. So you've seen a doubleheader. The women's team had a resurgent second half, and that has posed on to the men's team into this game right here. Well, I think they're fantastic. Crew of WeTV for helping out along the way. Royal Church on color commentator, so it has been a ride, but this is just the beginning. On we go for the 2017-18 OCAA season and being your exclusive coverage provider of St. Clair Saints Athletics. So once again, the final score, Humber 101, St. Clair 88. And until next time, for everybody here at the St. Clair College Sportsplex, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.